It's time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation. Whether you're a new cigar enthusiast or a cigar aficionado, we have something for everyone. Bringing you the best interviews, cigar reviews, and weekly giveaways. So grab yourself a cigar.
It's time to light 'em up.
Welcome back, Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones. We got Bryant Falconer in the studio, our co-host for Cigar Talk. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing good,
Good to hang out, smoke some cigars.
Yes.
You brought a special bottle with you. So tell everybody what you're smoking.
I am smoking the Daytona from...
Cane Daytona. You know what? I'm smoking the same thing. I think it's a great stick.
Oh, bruh.
It's a great value stick. You know, we did the top 10 for under 10. This one didn't make the list, but it was right there. You know what I mean?
Especially at the price.
Yeah, it's a
Value.
$5.50, $5.75.
Value.
Coffee.
Yes.
Bourbon.
Yes.
And tonight I found out that it pairs wonderfully
With what?
with what you brought. So tell everybody what you brought tonight.
Man, I got a nice bottle of Bumbu rum.
Bumbu rum. And you know I'm not a big rum fan.
No, sir.
I'm also not a big fan of sweetness. But let me tell you something. When I smelled this rum, I was like, dude, that smells good.
Pecan.
And when I
caramel.
yeah. And I normally would think that smell would not translate to something that I would like to drink. It smells great, but it doesn't translate to the bourbons that I drink.
Yeah.
But wow, you knocked it out of the park.
Told you, man, that Bumbu.
You've been talking about that for months. And this is the first time I've tried it.
It's not overbearing. It's smooth.
It's a little bit of sweetness.
Yes.
It's almost like a pecan coffee in the fact that, you know, most of the time, and when I say most of the time, I mean 99.5. I drink some pretty bold black coffee.
Yes, that's true.
But I do, on occasion, like some Texas pecan coffee.
Gotcha.
The Riata has their own special blend of pecan coffee. I love it. And so when you brought this, I was skeptical. But I'm going to tell you.
What's that?
It's nice.
Yes, sir.
It's very nice.
Sir. Bumbu don't play, man.
You know, I don't know how else to describe it other than it's nice.
To get that from you, I appreciate that, man. I really do. And I bet you Bumbu does too. But it's a great rum, man. B-U-M-B.
It really is. And you know what I like about it is usually I'm not a big rum fan. And I guess that's probably because growing up, I had a lot of like Captain Morgans.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of the spiced rum.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if that has any spice to it.
Nope.
It's more like a vanilla and pecan.
Yeah. It's Barbadian and out of the Caribbean.
Okay. Well, I can tell you, I'm a fan. I have
That's
not
good,
had
bro.
it before.
That's good.
And, you know, earlier today, my wife was asking me about some Crown, which I'm not a fan of.
Crown Raw.
I'm not a fan. And, you know, they have several different Crowns now. You know, back in the day, you just had Crown.
You just had the purple bag.
But now you have the apple, you have the peach, you have the black.
Yeah.
But she was asking me because it's her nephew. Dude, let me tell you about his 2020. He got a new job.
Okay.
He got married. They're having a baby. He got his master's. So she was like, I think we should buy him some really nice Crown. And I'm like, first of all,
You said the word crown.
nice and Crown doesn't go together for me.
Yeah, I got you.
And, you know, I'm a big supporter of whatever you like, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
But so I was looking at Crown to buy him, and I have no idea what to buy. Do you buy just the plain regular Crown? Do you go with the apple? Do you go with the peach? Do you go with the black? And personally, I was like, the black is a little stronger.
Yeah.
A little more deep flavors. And most important to me, it was the cheapest. So congratulations.
You know you a value, man. Yeah.
You know I'm a value guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, let's talk about our sponsors because, you know, I love value. And I think that our sponsors are value spot on.
Heck yeah, man.
Let's start with Viva La Vida.
Gotcha.
They have made a cigar that is special. It's
Definitely to me.
It hits it out of the park. I've seen many ratings between 92 and 95 on this cigar. But the American dream that these guys have painted, it's amazing to see what two guys that moved to America, that opened up a lounge that became like the headquarter lounge of New York. I mean, Mayor Giuliani went there to smoke cigars. Other politicians went there to smoke cigars. If you were anybody that was somebody, that's where you went to smoke cigars.
It was the Club 54 cigars.
Yeah, Studio 54, Club 54 on cigars. But that being said, they rolled up all of their hard work and dreams and sold that company so that they could take all of that money and invest it in bringing the best possible cigar to market. And they did that.
Bruh, because you know me and that 500.
Yeah, the Club 500 is kicking it up a notch. You know, I'm not a big fan of 6x60, and when I first heard that they were going to make a 6x60 in the Viva La Vida, I'm going to be honest, I was kind of like, why? Why would you do that? And then when I smoked it, first of all, it's box pressed.
Yes, it is.
Which to me, lights out made the difference. That made the difference of going with a 6x60 straight up torpedo or regular cut. And so the 500 really hit it out of the park for me.
Okay.
And I'm a fan. I know that's one of your go-tos.
Hey, it's right there with the Sumatra now, man. Those two, if there's a number one, it's split in half.
Really?
Yeah. Because, dude, if this just
one.
one.
Let me back you up for a minute. I got to tell everybody that when Bryant comes to the studio, we often trade cigars because we don't always buy the same things. We like to share with each other.
Yeah, tell the truth.
And so I shared a couple of sticks with Bryant. He's smoking one of them now. But the funny thing is, he pulled out a McAuliffe on me, handed it to me, and I was like, "You're giving up the Sumatra?" And he was like, "Oh, no, that's the Maduro." And I said, "No, it says Sumatra." And he's like, "Give me that back."
Yep. I need that back.
So
let me get that from you.
So anyway, I didn't get the Maduro.
No, the Sumatra.
Which I'm a huge fan of. The McAuliffe Grande Bold Maduro. Great stick. And the price point on that is fantastic. So anyway, we look at the Club 500 for you. Lights out.
Yes.
Great stick.
Because if I had made a mistake and handed you that 500, I'd have grabbed it back too.
Well, you know, and for me, I'm a big fan of the Toro size that comes in the torpedo. I think that torpedo knocks it out of the park every time.
Yeah. They got a great. I mean, it's just a good stick. Man.
Well, you know, I'm a huge fan of the Viva La Vida. Period.
I like the Jester. I like the Jester a lot. But when I tried that 500, I was like, oh,
"That's your stick.
This is it.
That's your stick. I've seen you.
This is it.
I mean,
this is it.
I can't tell you guys how many times I've seen Bryant puffing on a Club 500 from Viva La Vida.
Tell the truth, man.
I'm going to say almost as many times, if not as many, as the Sumatra.
Yes, sir.
And I noticed that Sumatra that you almost gave me was the box press.
Yes, sir.
I'm a big fan of box press.
You know what, brother? Oh, God. If you really want it, I'll give it to you.
No.
I got a couple more at home, but
I'm waiting on you to bring me the Maduro.
Yeah, I bring
because I assumed that since you thought it was the Maduro,
I grabbed it.
You have a Maduro.
Yeah, I do. I grabbed it and then I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, I grabbed both the Maduros," and I put one back. But I know that I put the Sumatra back and not the Maduro, that other Maduro I had. So I got you, man. I'm gonna bring it a couple of days. If I see you at the Leaf, I'll just drop it off on you.
Hey, I'm all about that.
I know.
Next Saturday morning,
yes, sir.
10 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Bam,
coffee.
Boom. Best coffee in town.
Oh, most definitely.
Anyway, let's talk about McAuliffe, our other sponsor. These guys knock it out of the park on every front. I mean, when you think of companies, let's just knock away the part about being a cigar company. When you look at a company in general, These guys lay out the blueprint on how to run a successful company.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, first of all, they have a great product.
Most definitely.
They have 14, 15, 16 facings. I don't even know. And then when you go into the Vitola sizes,
Yeah, you go.
dude, you're talking
expands.
35, 40 different facings. And every cigar from 4 to 42.
Say it right, man.
Faux. When you look
42.
at the price point, 4 to 42, dude, they cover the spectrum
Yes,
in
sir.
price for every man's budget.
sir.
And then you have every blend for every cigar smoker. So they're taking care of all the consumers, but then they take it to the next level and they only sell in brick and mortars. They pulled their cigars out of Cigar International.
Yep.
You know what's common about that is Viva La Vida also is brick and mortar only.
Most definitely.
So our third sponsor,
Is what?
a brick and mortar, The Leaf.
Yes, sir.
Because Cigar Talk supports the brick and mortar.
Most definitely.
You know, we are very fortunate here in Abilene, Texas to have The Leaf because, you know, we always were super happy with the at-home feel that we had with The Leaf. You know, when we started going there, the owner was Bill Collane.
Yeah.
And he was like a cornerstone of a great brick and mortar.
Yeah.
But then you've got Jay and Corey who stepped in and bought The Leaf whenever he got ready to retire. And they had to move, which was a thing that they already knew when they bought it.
But it was the timing. Yeah.
The timing was rough because of COVID.
Yeah.
They had to close for several months, or at least we couldn't go in.
Yeah.
You know, they still provided curbside service for us guys so that we didn't have to go without. But that being said, they were supposed to move back in March.
Yeah.
They didn't get moved and opened, I want to say, until August.
Yeah.
And so
And then
we were getting a little frustrated,
Yeah, 'cause then you
not
had to
because
go-
of the Leaf and what they were
No,
doing.
it was
just
everything
because
else.
we didn't have a place to go
Yes,
hang out that we
yes,
were happy with.
Yes.
And then when the Leaf opened and we were able to go hang
Open
out,
the doors.
dude. I mean, now I know you as well. We were able to go over and check out the new Leaf in like segments.
Yeah.
But the first time I walked in and there wasn't stuff piled up everywhere, and I was just like, dude, I am
is it.
so proud of you
Yes,
guys
yes.
because you have taken it to the umpteenth level.
It's amazing to me because I saw the architectural drawings, and you look at that and you have a vision in your mind what it'll be.
Yeah, and they blew it away.
Ooh, yes.
They blew it away.
Yes.
Because, you know, when you're looking at schematics,
Yeah, it's
you don't
different.
see the
no,
vision.
you actually have to, and then you get your vision of it. But when he and Corey put their hands in it, said, "This is what I want. This is how this should look. This is how this should look," and it matched up to the. I look back, I was like, "Oh man, I didn't see it like this.
No.
I didn't."
And, you know, we walked through,
Yes.
but without everything in there, you
It's a
didn't know
difference.
what it was
Nope.
going to be.
You didn't know what it was
So
gonna be.
if you have not been to the Leaf and you are in Abilene, go by. It's 1166 North 2nd, and you are going to experience a first-rate cigar lounge.
Yo.
You're going to experience a huge humidor with cigars for anyone. I mean, whether you are a new cigar smoker, a medium, you know, you're learning your way up, you're taking the journey, or you are a full-blown cigar aficionado, they have something for everyone. They have cigar accessories. They have pipe tobacco that can't be matched anywhere in Texas as far as I know. Then they have the greatest coffee, a great lounge up front, a VIP lounge in the back. They have lockers, and their VIP is only $35 a month.
$35 a month
Dude,
to go back there, close that door.
I've
and
been
just
to
have-
lounges where those the VIP lounge is $100 a month.
Come on, talk to me.
$150
Talk
a
to
month.
me.
And so what?
And a lot of them don't match. They don't match up to the Leaf at all, man. They
Not
don't
at all. I mean,
at all.
dude, we went up there last Saturday, and you know, I love black coffee, full blown caffeine. Lay it on me. I'm happy. Larry, on the other hand, loves decaf, and they also had decaf.
Yeah.
Now, he was raving about this decaf coffee, and for about maybe a second, maybe two, I thought about trying it, and I was like, I don't get it. Why would I want to drink decaf?
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
So, anyway, go by, check out the Leaf if you haven't been by there. Check out our show notes if you want to call them, make an order. They do carry the full line of McAuliffe. They also carry the full line of Viva La Vida. So, you know what? We are just one big happy family.
Oh, tell the truth, man. You walk in there, you just like, I get everything. I'm a kid in a candy store. No,
Absolutely.
I'm a fat kid in a candy store.
Speaking of that, me and my wife watched a movie last night.
What's that?
Witches.
I've never seen it.
It's brand new.
Okay.
Just came out. But Chris Rock does the narration. And it's about a little black kid who his parents die. He goes lives with grandma, and these witches place a curse on him. Anyway, I mean, I wouldn't put it in my top 10, but it's worth a watch.
Okay. Especially with him narrating, because that takes me back to Everybody Hates Chris and him narrating.
And that, it kind of reminds you of that in the first 20 minutes.
And then you get past that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a cute movie.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it in my top 10. I wouldn't even put it in my top 25, but it's worth a watch.
Okay. I'll look
Something
at
to watch with the wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not guns blazing, killing, and
She'll never watch that.
right. So, anyway, you've got some topics for us to talk about tonight. Let's get on with the show and let's talk about
Pick 6, baby.
Pick 6. Well, I'm going to let you go first because you know I haven't got my 3 ready yet, but I will be shortly.
I'm starting off the list. I was given a gift by Jay. I was in there, I think it was Friday. Yeah, Friday. And he came back. He said, Brian, I got something for you. I was like, what? And he handed me a Macanudo M bourbon.
I have not had that stick.
I like it. It's a very nice.
You know, I'm not real big on flavored cigars
but
of
it's not
any
like
kind.
That. It's not like that.
Really?
It's not.
And I'm also not a big fan of big name cigars. But you know what? I will say this. There's been some Macanudos that I liked.
Yeah.
So I can't knock it till I tried it.
Try it.
I'll
it's
try
a good
it.
stick, man. My next was a CAO Flathead Steel Horse.
Oh, good choice. I'm you know what? I don't smoke a lot of the CAO flatheads, but when I do, it's a treat.
And that's what it was. It was just like, I want something different right now. And I want something that I'm going to enjoy. And the first thing came to my mind, I walked right over there. I said, here we go. Here we go. I got that, man. I was like, yes, sir. Just like I thought it would be. Great
Nice.
stick, man. CAO, man. That Flathead, I just like the series. I do. Man.
I think it's a good series.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I would go out on a limb here and say that for CAO, that's their best line.
Okay.
I mean, what else do they make that's better than the flathead?
I love the Amazon basin,
Well,
too.
you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Do we still have those?
I don't think so.
I think they're sold out,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they're coming back because I heard.
no.
You remember months back, I heard rumor that those were no longer going to be available because of what the FDA was doing.
Yeah.
But because of what happened with the FDA ruling,
It
maybe
may.
they will come
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
That was a good stick.
Yes, goodness, man. And then my number one was I bought a few of them. I almost gave you one tonight. Was the McAuliffe Sumatra, baby.
Nice.
My go-to, man. Those are my 3 for this week. Let me see what you popped up with.
Well, I'm going to start out right off the bat. Got to give Big Tony a shout out because I'm a big fan of the Reserva Limitada 601 Maduro.
That's a bad stick.
It's a good stick. I'm a fan of a lot of Espinosa work.
Uh-huh.
You know, if you want a like full body, it's not going to be as complex as like some of your medium body sticks.
But you want that punch.
But you want a good punch. It's going to hit you.
Yes.
You're going to know you're smoking it.
Yes.
And it's a good stick.
All
And-
3/3, you're going to know it.
And the construction
yes.
on everything that Espinosa makes is spot on.
Oh, yes.
So I got to go with that for my number 1
Okay.
this week. For number 2, I'm going to go with the Aladino
Hey.
Cameroon.
Oh.
The Cameroon. Now, let me ask you something. You know I love Aladino.
Yes.
But you still have the El Presidente.
Yes, sir.
Is that what it's called?
Here it is.
Because you got it in your case. Because, you didn't give me the Sumatra. Maybe you are to find it in your heart to hand over that El Presidente. Oh, let me look at that bad boy. Let me look. That is a very nice stick.
Aladino patent.
Yeah, that is a nice stick. Wow. I have not seen one of these in person. I've heard about them.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was true or rumor.
There it is.
There it is.
There
that
it
is
is.
a very nice stick.
Yes.
I might pull a Larry on you.
Please
Put
don't.
it in my pocket.
Please
No,
don't.
you know what? I know you've been saving that for a
yes.
long time. I
Yes.
can't even believe it's in your travel humidor.
Man. The Riverman cigar, the owner of the Riverman gave me this, man. I truly appreciate it. I'm waiting on
Let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
When he handed you that cigar, what'd you say?
I looked at it. I was like, this is for me? He's like, yeah. I said, okay. And I reached in my wallet. And he said, no, that's for you. I said, you giving it? He said, yeah. I said, oh, man, I don't deserve this.
So let's give a shout out to Riverman Cigar
Cigars.
Shop
Yes.
up in St. Louis.
Yes.
Those guys, and they sent me some cigars.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this though: when he handed you that cigar, did it cross your mind to say, "Where's Rob's"? I'm going to take that as a no.
tell the truth.
You didn't say,
Bro, I was still in shock that he gave it to me.
you know what? I'm just messing with you. That is a special cigar. I'm impressed that you've saved it that long because I don't normally save cigars very long.
Yeah, I got this in the end of June, beginning of July.
Wow. Yeah. And this is November.
November. Yeah, November. Wow. That's amazing, man. This year, with all the craziness that's going on, this year has shot by. I'm looking back, I was like, woo wee, look at this. I'm like, it's November already, man.
So this cigar has made my list before, but I enjoyed it this week, and it is the Flying Pig Edition Lunatic. Whatever you call that, you know what it is.
You love it.
I do enjoy that cigar, so every now and then I got to smoke one of those. It's a treat. It's not a go-to cigar for me, but it's definitely highly rated for me. I enjoy it, so that's my 3 for the week.
Good 3, man.
All right,
Good
bro.
3.
So what else you got for us to yak about?
Here's a question that's been asked, and I know you have your take on it because we were talking about it after the last show with Larry before he left. Is there a limit on how short you can smoke your stick?
Personally for me, and I've had this question asked for me by a couple of guys who listen to the show, and I don't think so. I don't think
there's no set rule on it.
There's no, a lot of guys, I guess back in the day, smoked it to the band, and then that was it. But I don't think I think the cigar community has evolved past that, because if you have a really good stick, now me personally, I will smoke one down until my fingertips say that's it. I will not, in general, put it on a poker.
And
that's
we
not
know that.
me.
We know that. Yeah.
Like Sean gave us this incredible tool, and I want to give a shout out to the company that makes this tool. It's called the Modus. It's a punch tool.
Yes.
It's a skewer, which, if you got a cigar that's too tight or there's no draw, you can run it through. It's got a harpoon tip. You can pull it back out. And a lot of times, and I told you before we started the show, this tool has saved so many cigars for me. And so I love it for those 2 reasons.
Gotcha.
Now, on the third, it also is a poker.
Yeah.
It has 2 prongs. And what I like about this tool is it's very manly. It's very manly. But I'm not a big poker guy.
And I am.
I've only used the poker maybe 2 or 3 times. It's just, I will smoke it down as far as I can if it's good with my fingertips. Yeah. That's fine by me.
Because you still understand it's lid on the other end. So when your fingertips start getting hot, you're like, okay, I'm done.
That's enough.
But see, with me, there are certain sticks that are so great. You enjoy them so. And like with Blue Smoke Atlanta, she sent me that poker with the saffron emblem on it. I've used that a lot. I have, because there are some Viva La Vidas Club 500s that I've used it on. Definitely some Matras. I used it a few times on the McAuliffe A, because
I
those
would,
are
I would
sticks.
like to see that if I'm smoking it with the tips of my fingers, that if you can smoke it down further with a poker, because I don't think you can.
I can.
I think that just with my fingertips,
Nah,
I
bro.
can smoke it just as far down as you can with your poker. Now, that being said, you might look a little classier than I do, but at the same time, I don't look as feminine as you do.
I'm
Now,
looking feminine
this
with that.
tool here is not feminine in any way. But that being said, I'm just not a poker guy.
I understand. That's you.
That's why, whenever Sean gave me this tool and he told me it was a poker, I was kind of like, ugh. But then when he showed me the rest of the tool,
He was like,
I
okay.
was like, dude, that's, I always love having a punch.
Yeah.
And this is a nice big punch. And then the skewer,
yeah.
I love that tool. I use it more as a skewer than anything else.
Gotcha.
So how about you? What's your take on how far you can smoke a cigar down?
When you say that, it used to be the words in the early times that you just went to the band and ended, but we have bands now that take up the last third. You have some sticks that have bands that take up 2/3. So now you sitting there looking at, okay, I'm only going to get a third of my stick. Nah, bro, I'm gonna enjoy my stick, and if it's something that is just great that knocks my socks off, I'm gonna smoke it down as far as I can actually take it. And with this poker that I got, I can take it almost to the end, to the point where the metal gets hot. There's sometimes that I've done that because I enjoy the stick. Now, there is a change in the taste once you get down to that point.
Well, to me, I would probably say there's only about a 20% of the cigars I smoke that I even want to smoke that far down.
I got you.
Because a lot of them lose that flavor at the very tip of the third.
Yeah. There are a lot that I've gone through that with also, but those that I enjoy, I use my poker on, and I smoke them down. So to me, there is no limit. I'm going to smoke it until I don't enjoy it anymore, then I get rid of it. And like you, if it's time, I'll just light up another one.
You're smoking it down to the very bare nub. You know what it makes me think of?
What's that?
Is old Cowboy Gary. Old Cowboy Gary
Put it in
used to
the
put
pipe.
his cigar in a smoke pipe
Yep.
and smoke it all.
Oh, everything.
And
What was left in the bowl, he smoked that too.
yeah, every bit.
He said he was going to get his money's worth.
So, I when you ask the question, how far is it appropriate to smoke down? I say that's personal preference.
Yeah. That's definitely where it falls on. It's personal preference.
90% of the time, I do smoke it way past the band, or at least through the band.
Gotcha.
And so I always take the band off.
Me too.
So what else you got?
Okay. How often do you ash your stick?
I am a hyperactive guy. So I ash way more than what's needed. Because here's the thing. The amount of times that I ash versus what I know is good for the cigar is not the same. And what I mean by that is you should actually keep about 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches of ash on your cigar, because that ash actually insulates the burning tip.
Because it has to have oxygen to keep burning. And the longer they ash, the slower it burns. And now you're not getting the full content.
And it keeps it at the right temperature. And so if you're ashing too much, you're keeping the tip too hot. And so I'm guilty of that because I do tend to smoke a cigar a little bit faster. And so, when I'm really sitting back, usually by myself and enjoying a good stick, taking my time and really reflecting on the notes, I will smoke it slower. I will let the ash, but if I'm not consciously thinking of it, I ash way too often.
Gotcha.
How about you?
Me, I try to. My thing is, I
You
smoke
want to
longer.
get like an 8-inch ash.
Yes.
I've seen you with some ashes.
That's in the beginning.
Okay.
But once that first ash falls, it's just like I'm just trying to enjoy my stick. I'm not going to let it sit too long. I'm not going to allow it to get, too short. I don't over ash it, because over ashing it, like you said, you allow it to burn too hot, and then you lose the flavors to it because it's burning hotter than it's supposed to. I just believe that, again, it's personal preference. Whatever you feel works for you. You get those kids that try to make the long ash contest. I'm not a part of that. I really am not.
Yeah, I know back in the day, before I was a really big cigar smoker, the Leaf used to have a long ash contest.
Uh-huh.
And I know, like, Gary was telling me that a girl who rarely smoked cigars won. And you know why?
Why?
Because she laid down on the floor on her back and smoked it
straight
like
up
this.
in the air.
Right. And so long ashes don't impress me.
Me neither.
Because if I look over and you're holding your cigar like this,
To keep the ash.
that's not comfortable for me. I don't want to think about that. Now, don't get me wrong. When I get excited about an ash is when I see that the ash line is perfectly
Straight all the way
straight
around.
all the way around. Dude, now that gets me excited.
When we talk about a stack of dimes.
Yes,
Yeah.
when you see a stack of dimes on the ash, and I don't get excited because of the ash. I get excited because that tells me
Construction.
the construction is amazing.
Yes. It's the humid level is correct. You're smoking it correct.
Everything
is working
comes
perfectly.
together.
Yes.
Because you, like you say, the humidity level has to be just right. The construction has to be just right. And you got to be not messing around with your cigar.
Yeah, tell the truth.
So, yeah, lights out. When I see that,
Then you like
I'm
it.
excited.
Yeah, gotcha.
So what else you got for us?
This was a question that was asked, and you brought it to me. How fast should you smoke a stick? Now, they're going to get two differing answers from us.
Well, they're already going to say Rob smokes sticks way too fast. And I am guilty of that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm ADHD. So and this is going to sound funny, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of teasing about this, but I am orally fixated. And what I mean by that is I enjoy smoking a lot.
Our producer just dropped his head. He said, "Did he say that?"
I'm orally fixated. Yes. My producer is questioning my verbiage, but that's all I can think about is you know what?
What's that?
Before I smoked cigars, I didn't smoke anything for 10 years. But before that, I smoked cigarettes.
Yeah.
And now I despise cigarettes.
I can't stand them either.
But for 24 years, I smoked cigarettes. And by the time I decided to quit, I smoked 2.5 packs a day.
Woo!
That's the definition of somebody who's orally fixated.
Yeah, bro.
Always got to have a cigarette in their hand or their mouth.
God.
And so I'm very thankful that I was able to quit smoking cigarettes. It was a huge addiction. It was very expensive, and it was doing just huge damage. As Trump would say, huge damage to my lungs.
How much were they costing back then?
You know,
Pat?
back when I quit, I want to say it was about 2005.
Okay.
And I want to say a carton, because I bought them by the carton, was $30.
Yeah.
And I think now they're about $60 a carton. I don't know that for sure, but
'Cause it
somewhere in
got
the
me.
neighborhood.
I used to smoke Cools, and I stopped smoking cigarettes in 2007. And the reason why was because they were going to go up to $2.25 a pack.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not spending $2.25 for a pack of cigarettes. I can't do that.
Right.
And the thing with cigarettes is people like to bum.
Oh, dude, I had a technique. Let me tell you this. If you do smoke cigarettes and you don't want to share your cigar or your cigarettes, tear an inch down your cigarette pack. You know the side where you tear the top off?
Yeah.
Tear an inch down all the way around so you never have to take the pack out of your pocket.
You can just
You
grab
can
one
reach in,
stick.
grab one, and go. Because as soon as you pull that pack out,
Man, can I get one?
Yeah.
Can I get one?
Yeah,
And see,
yeah.
I smoke Cools in the box because I love to pack them.
oh, I used to pack them. Yeah, if you could pack them about that
Yes,
much down.
dude.
Yeah.
But that doesn't it doesn't now I'm good with what I have.
can't stand the smell of cigarette smoke.
Ooh. I can't stand the smell of it on a person either.
Yeah.
When they come around, I'm like, ooh, you smoke sticks. Huh? Yeah, you smoke them L7s, baby, them squares. I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's that chemical smell.
It is.
That chemical smell.
And it's just something doesn't smell right about it. It stinks.
If I had a family member say, how can you say that you smoke cigarettes? I said, but first of all, I don't inhale. These have way better aromas
And this is
a better
quality
taste. This is quality.
tobacco.
And guess what? Guess what? I look cooler smoking this than you do that cigarette. Oh, there you go. No, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. And with me, I smoke a cigar. I try to enjoy it. So, yeah, I smoke a little longer than you or some other people. But I sit back and I just try to enjoy it.
You know who's the slowest cigar
Who's
smoker
that?
I know?
Ed. I knew he was going to say
Professor
Ed. Yep.
Ed.
Yeah, Ed.
I smoke 2 cigars to his 1.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and I'm not knocking him at all. In fact, I praise him. But he sets his cigar down while he's talking, while he's listening.
Because he's a hand talker, too. Have you never noticed that? Well, he's a professor. He has to talk with his hands because he has to accentuate certain things. But he talks with his hands. So he sits his stick down, and then he talks.
I think that we probably talk. Well, he talk and I listen, or I talk and he listen, probably for 5 minutes in between his puffs. Now, we'll say this though: he at least once or twice has to relight his cigar.
Yeah.
But that being said, he takes his time and enjoys it.
Yes. You know, he can't go home with it anyway, so he got to enjoy it.
Yeah, Ed, if you guys don't know Professor Ed, he's a good friend of ours, and he smokes cigars. He drinks great bourbon, and his wife, now, this is his word, his wife doesn't know he smokes cigars. Now, that's the biggest joke on the planet.
What killed me
because
was,
if you come over here and smoke a couple of cigars
brother,
and then
it's
you
gonna
go
be all
home,
over you. It's gonna be all over you.
dude.
It killed me because Junior said when he went out there to look at his house, he said, I walked in and I knew he smoked cigars.
Right.
He said, I could smell it in the house. And he said he doesn't smoke in the house. He said, then I looked at the paint and I was like, it's on the paint.
Right.
He said, how does she not know?
She knows.
I know.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Hey, shout out to Junior too, man.
shout out to San Diego Jack.
Yeah.
We
I just-
miss that guy.
Dude, man, yeah.
I mean, dude, just a world-class brother of the Leaf.
yes.
And second, world-class remodeler, home guy.
Bruh, beyond reproach. You couldn't touch him, man.
I mean, his level of expectation of perfection.
And he demanded it.
I
to
never
the point
seen it.
where if his crew wasn't giving it to him, he'd throw that belt on. This is how you do it. And get in there and show him, man.
Let me tell you something. When he came from California to Texas, when he was out there in California, it was perfection. When he came to Texas, it was called That'll Do. That'll Do construction.
That'll do. How does it look? That'll do. But that'll do.
Right. We you know, in Texas, we're pretty laid back, easy going, and it doesn't have to be perfect. But Junior has to be perfect.
And that's the mindset he set in there, and he made a mark with that. He did.
If he was still here,
Woo,
I don't
bruh.
know where he would have already been. But you know what?
Such is life.
Family took him back,
Yes.
and he had to go back to California. We miss him. We just want to give you a shout out,
Yes,
Junior.
sir. Yes, sir.
Come back and see us soon.
Please.
Just because your brother's not here doesn't mean you can't come visit.
Ladies, and my last topic was for the newbies. For those gentlemen.
Where do we start?
Yeah. Getting sick. What do they do to keep from getting sick? From smoking a stick. You know, they smoke a stick,
Well, first
then
of
they
all,
get nauseous.
okay, but first of all, if you are a newbie or even a mid-range guy, I'm going to recommend that you don't smoke a cigar on an empty stomach.
Never.
I mean, I do.
I don't.
And it doesn't bother me at all.
I can't smoke a Maduro or one that's a full body over to that you know, just that other end of the spectrum that you love on an empty stomach. I can't do it.
I can smoke just about any cigar out there
bruh.
first thing in the morning with a cup of coffee. I don't need food. But with a newbie or a middle of the road adventurer journey cigar man, I would say definitely you want to have something on your stomach, because I remember back in the day when I had a cigar and a cup of coffee and I thought I was going to upchuck. It was rough.
Yeah, that nicotine hits you, baby. Whew.
It really did. I haven't had nicotine hit me in several months.
Okay.
But it does happen on occasion.
Yeah, it still does, yeah.
I'll hit a really bold stick and be like, whoa, easy, fella. Now, that's to say I've already had 6-7 smokes
Before you
day.
got to that one, yeah.
But every now and one hits me.
Okay.
But for a newbie, I mean, especially if you're a very new cigar smoker, I would recommend, and I'm going to give you the alternative of the pitfalls that I had.
Okay.
Is don't jump on the full blown nicotine bombs, because that does not make you cool. You know what? If I had it to do over again and I had somebody like whispering in my ear what to do, I would want to start out with the Connecticut's, with the, I probably wouldn't have even wanted the mild cigars ever, because my palate's very dull.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of spicy foods, which I know you do as well. So skip the mild, but the mild to medium, I would say start there. They're not going to have as much nicotine.
Nope.
You can enjoy those either with coffee, tea, water, whatever you want to. And then you progress
as your palate
slowly.
grows. Yes.
And I mean, as soon as you jump to the full blown spice bombs, you've missed the mark on growing your palate.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I did a full loop back around.
Yeah, you did.
Because I was already at the full blown before I circled back around and hit the Connecticut's, before I hit, the habanero.
Habanos.
I do love
habaneros.
I do love habaneros
and jalapenos.
I do love those too. So, but I would say take it slow.
Yeah.
Talk to your other brothers of the leaf, sisters of the leaf. Find out what they're smoking, and ask where you are now and how you got to where you are, and help me on my journey. And if you are helping a newbie or a midway guy, don't give them a full-blown stick. Let them experience the complexity of a great blend.
Yeah, because like you said, it's a journey. And if you try to jump to the end of the journey, you're going to miss everything in between. And then you're going to be lost. With you took it all the way back to, and I was asking the question. I was like, and I started seeing you with a Connecticut every once. I was like, what's up? Oh, man.
You were actually with me during my journey.
Yeah.
Because, I was the LFD Cabinet 6 full-blown nicotine
hard as
bomb.
a blow as I can take, he was going to take it.
Right.
Yeah.
And, the funny thing is I thought that was an amazing stick. And if the construction's good, I still like that stick on occasion. But I'll remember whenever I thought I was top dog at the Leaf, Dr. Bill came in.
Oh, Dr. Bill.
And Dr. Bill normally only smokes either the natural or the Maduro 1926 Perdomo.
That's correct.
And I told him, man, you are missing out. You need to try the Cabinet 6 LFD. So he was like, yeah, show me where they are. So we went back. I picked him out a couple that looked just right. And then like a week later, I saw Dr. Bill again, and I was like, hey, what'd you think of those sticks? And he was like, they were all right. They were very one trick pony.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of different complexity. And I was disappointed. I was like, I recommended a cigar to someone, and that kind of taught me a lesson.
And see, Dr. Bill, for people who don't know, he's like a statesman.
He's like 85, 86 years old.
Doctor, he's still enjoys life.
And he's been smoking cigars for a lifetime.
Forever.
In fact, Dr. Bill, before COVID, went to London once a year and smoked and hung out at the same lounge Mr. Churchill hung out and smoked cigars.
Yes, he did.
So that tells you he was way far beyond what I thought,
And they told you that you got a one-trick pony, that guy.
Right. So that was one of the key moments, though, for me realizing, well, there's got to be something I'm missing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like at the time when I was like, well, let me go back and try everything I skipped over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was a pivotal moment in my cigar smoking when I had a guy who's been smoking for generations tell me.
Longer than you've been alive.
Right. And he has smoked Cuban cigars.
Yeah.
He smoked
True Cubans.
But I mean, just knowing that a guy comes in and smokes naturals. Well, he also smokes the Perdomo, not the Perdomo, the Padron. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the Connecticut. We have those at the Leaf. But anyway, he smokes the Padron Connecticut, the 1964, but his go-to is the natural 26 and the Maduro 26. And, the funny thing is, when I first smoked a Padron 1926, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I smoked it and I was like, okay, that was all right. That $27. I don't know about that. But then
on your second trip,
it was a little better.
Yeah.
I would say by about the fifth or sixth, I was like, holy shit.
And you started tasting everything.
That is a cigar.
Yeah.
And that shows you the journey that you have to teach your palate.
Oh, yes.
You have to allow your palate to explore. And I hadn't done that. I jumped into the full-blown powerhouse cigars and thought,
he jumped
I'm
into
cool.
the deep end.
I'm cool. I got it going on.
Look at me. And everybody looking like, yeah, but you're drowning. Come on back over here and learn.
Yeah. So
come on back over here and learn.
So if you're a newbie, talk to the experienced cigar guys and let them help you on your journey. And don't just talk to one. Talk to several.
Yes.
And get different ideas because several people have different palates and you're going to be able to get different information from different cigar smokers.
Mm-hmm. And this is how you can tell a cigar smoker. They either have peppermints or a sugar pack in their pocket. And people say, well, what do you mean about that? So when you do get sick, you take that sugar. Drink your glass of water behind it.
I can tell you when I had my full-blown cigar and a cup of coffee and it kicked my butt, I didn't have no sugar.
What'd you do?
But I sure wish I did. No, I was just sick. I was just sick.
Yeah. It's a journey.
But if you do get to that point where you're starting to feel a little queasy,
stop.
Take a little sugar, drop it under your tongue, and within minutes it'll go away.
It'll go away. Yes, sir.
I don't know what it is, but other cigar smokers have shared that with me, and it works 100%.
It has never failed me. And like I say, I've had a few times where I get that nausea and that feeling. I'm like, oh, so I stop. I grab me a peppermint because I'm shooting that sugar into my system real quick. And then after that, okay.
And see, I don't like peppermint.
Dude, I love peppermint.
I like wintergreen.
We're not talking about
No. With the lifesavers, wintergreen.
Okay. Oh, we had that. They used to say they spark in your mouth or something.
Yeah, they did. If you put those in your mouth, turn out the lights, and chomp on them, you can see sparks. No kidding.
Now you know that's gonna make me try, right?
Go for it.
And if I don't see a spark,
you can let me know.
I'm gonna talk about it on the next show. He got me caught up in this stuff.
I'm serious.
How'd you like that Bumbu though, bro?
I'm still enjoying it. I still have just a little bit left, and the Bumbu has turned me into someone who can appreciate a very good. I mean, I'll say very good rum.
Okay.
Good. It's a nice, the aroma is really nice. I when I first smelled it, I was like, that's going to be too sweet. And it is a little bit on the sweet side, but it's still very tasty. And with this Daytona, it's been fantastic.
Yes, sir.
So what do you got coming up this weekend? It's going to be Halloween.
I don't do that stuff. I like to
Do you dress up for Halloween?
No, sir.
Do you celebrate Halloween?
sir.
Is that a religious thing?
Yeah.
See, I love Halloween.
See, I'm a
I
researcher.
love Halloween.
Why? Because you can hide behind that mask.
No, because
and do
you
a lot
get
of
to-
your
you
pranks that you do.
True.
And nobody was that Rob? I don't know.
You know what I'm doing this year for my costume?
Oh Lord, what?
I've got a rope with a noose on it.
I'm done.
No. Listen. And I've got a horse head.
What is that supposed to be?
I'm going to be hung like a horse. Let me dream, Bryant.
I can't do it with this dude, man. Did you?
I'm going to be hung like a horse.
Oh my God.
You don't like that?
But it's you. That's 100% you.
You know, my favorite costume
What's that?
is the dude who is dressed up like a alcohol breathalyzer test and the tube.
No, I'm done. I'm done. You would come up with this stuff, man.
I was at a bar and one of the guys that was a bus boy was wearing that costume, and I was like,
bruh.
dude, that is lights out.
No, bruh. Blow.
Wait a minute.
Blow. Harder.
Yeah, that was a great costume.
No. Oh, my God. I'm going to have this thing. And please don't let me see somebody with that on. Come on, man.
I'll go change.
No.
So,
But
well,
other
hey
than
guys.
We good.
That's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. And next week. Oh, wait. No, we did that already on the last episode. So anyway, guys, we want to say a shout out before we go to our Patreon.
Yes.
You guys are the backbone of this show. Every week we come to the studio to record for you guys. You
Definitely.
guys make it to where we can do this show every month. And we still have more equipment to buy.
He said every month.
Well,
Every week.
right. But, you know, the Patreons help us. We still have more equipment to buy.
Yeah.
We still have more expanding to do.
Yeah.
We have, you know, we try to do more and more. We do the pre-show just for the
them.
Patreon members. And if you guys don't know, the pre-show is not the show. It's me and Bryant hanging out before the show,
Yeah.
and it's video and it's audio.
Sometimes somebody forgets that.
Yeah, for some reason on the pre-show, I forget we're taping, and the next thing you know, I'm going off into some story, and then I'm like, oh, well, don't put that on the show.
We already taping.
So-
What? You clapped and everything.
So anyway, we want to say thank you to our Patreons. And, you know, also, if you guys don't know, every episode now going forward is on YouTube as well.
Yes, sir.
So if you haven't gone by the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the alarm button so you know when new episodes come out.
Yes.
Make sure you hit the like button so your algorithm will say, hey, new show's coming out.
And let your friends know, man.
Yeah, let your friends know we're on YouTube now. It's a new avenue, so it's a slow growing part of the show. But yeah, we're planning on doing some new content just for really
Because
YouTube.
we're videoed.
Yeah, because we're videoing. My son thinks, he's the producer, Luke Jones. He thinks that you guys might want to see us like teeing up some golf balls.
Yes. Shooting range.
Yeah. Playing horseshoes.
Yeah.
You ever played horseshoes?
Yes, sir.
You ever play washers?
Yes.
Huh. Well, we're have to get some of that stuff going on. And you know what we're going to do is like make it into a drinking game. Smoking game, drinking game.
I'm gonna have to have a designated drive.
I think we're
need a
going to have,
DD.
and we'll get Big Dick Larry to hang out with us on some of those.
He can't be the driver,
No.
especially if it's a game and it's a drinking game now.
And I ain't letting nobody named Big Dick Larry drive me.
No.
Anyway,
no.
well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the show this week, and until next time.
Keep smoking.